الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
While this person was hiking through the tall mountains of Kyrgyzstan, he was shocked by a thunderous noise. The ground trembled as a mass of snow tumbled down the mountain. Ice and snow fell with merciless intensity, tearing down everything in its way. Instead of panicking, he kept his cool, wedging himself tightly beneath a shelf of rock, heart pounding as torrents of white rushed past. Minutes felt like hours until the commotion finally died down, making way for silence and the sight of his breath in the cold air. He had just survived nature's raw fury. What would you have done in his place? Run, freeze, or hide? Would you be that calm staring up at a moving wall of snow? And would you ever have the courage to hike those mountains again after going through something like that? Two lads were cycling through the forest, wheels squelching through leaves, laughing between the trees, when a colossal bear stepped out of nowhere.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Oi, 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 oi! Get back!
It was rushing at them, its roar shaking the stillness. Panic gripped them, but one of the lads acted fast, shouting, waving, and being able to scare the bear off before it was close to them. The danger was over in an instant, but their hearts were pounding away. Now imagine this. If he hadn't reacted immediately, what do you think would have occurred? Would they have been able to outrun a bear on their bicycle? Or would the forest have turned into their worst nightmare? Do you think you'd be calm in such a situation? Or would fear completely override your better judgment? After an exhausting, long mountain climb, he finally made it back to where he had left his car alone on a solitary mountain road. But as he approached, he stood frozen. There, stretched out beside his car as if it belonged to it, was a mountain lion. Its sun-flicked golden eyes, tail switching lazily, muscles coiled with latent strength. He knew one step wrong and inquisitiveness would turn into a hazard. The car, his path to freedom, sat only steps away, but wholly out of the question. What would you do in that case? Ride it out, try to scare it off, or venture in closer? And do you think the mountain lion was standing guard over the vehicle, or standing watch over him? A couple headed out on a walk through the wild beauty of the Everglades, air thick and still, when they spotted something awful: alligators. Dozens of them, half submerged along the beaches, their muzzles just high enough above to be seen, watching, not charging, just waiting, still as statues of danger.
You should be one of those people that hike with a big gigantic stick, because that's what the people who are scared of gators do. Just keep walking normal.
That is giant.
Yeah.
The couple softly counted them one at a time, each step more hesitant than the last. But the thought gnawed at them. What if they or some of them decided to attack? Out here, it would not be funny whatsoever. Would you feel courageous to continue predators closing in on you? Do you think the gators were steering clear of them or patiently waiting for the perfect opportunity to pounce? And how many would you count before returning? He was bicycling down the serpentine cliffside, gusts pounding him, rock eroding at the edges. Suddenly it was happening. His tires slipped, and he went careening over the edge of the mountain.
Ok, ci sono. Aiuto!
In the instant of raw fear, fate intervened. A cluster of trees clinging to the cliffside snagged him, holding him fast, saving his life. Pumping with terror, he realized how close he had come to falling into the depths below. What would have happened to him if there had not been those trees? Would he have stood any chance whatsoever? Or was this just pure destiny? Would you ever ride this close to the edge if one wrong move would mean losing everything? Sometimes survival is nothing but grace disguised as luck. He stepped into the haunted house, the earth groaning underfoot, the stillness thick in the air. On the wall, contrasting with the cracked paint, bloody fingerprints were smudged fresh, glistening. Every sense yelled at him to go away, yet curiosity held him spellbound. And then, just a few meters ahead of him, a shape materialized, dark, misshapen, with a single glittering eye trained on him.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un encore qui habite ici? Waouh, l'état de la cave. C'est quoi ça?
It drew closer, faster, as if to attack. His courage lost, he screamed and made a run for the door, heart racing like never before. What do you think that figure was? Ghost? A demon? Or something else entirely? Would you have stayed to discover the truth or run away just like him? Fear is the price curiosity often demands. This man was prowling through the forest, quietly probing, when his ears were caught by something amiss, a group of toadstools growing near the base of some cottonwoods. Curious, he crept closer to inspect. But no sooner did he bend than a harsh, strange sound erupted from within the woods.
And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
It was not man's, but not that of any creature he was familiar with either. The scream was shrill, ghostly, like a warning. His heart constricted, a chill sliding down his spine. He turned immediately and departed in a rush, pounding heart. Was the scream protecting the mushrooms, or was it calling him deeper into the forest? What do you think the sound was being made by? An animal? A spirit? Or something unknown? Some friends were hiking, a laughter refrain ringing out along the forest trail until they suddenly stopped. In front of them lay a creepy clearing, the air colder, thicker, as if whatever dwelled here did not desire to witness them. In the middle were strange shapes, mounded figures covered in cloth, placed as if the deceased. Bushes surrounded the area like walls, trapping the scene in macabre stillness. In broad daylight, it was frightening enough. Imagine what this place would be like at night. Would you move further in or turn around immediately? Do you think this was merely discarded trash or an area where spirits reside? Not every road in the woods is intended to be taken. 3 friends embarked on a midnight hike, joking, snapping pictures, and filming in the moon's dim light. All of this was exciting until the forest grew quiet. A strange voice called out in the darkness. It wasn't clear whether it was a cry for help, mumbling, or chanting, but it sent shivers down their spines.
I'm going first.
Oh, nah, go first. I'm about to take a picture. You gotta get lower than that.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh, it's about to catch something. Y'all ready to go back?
Their giggles stopped and were replaced with nervous silence. Fear took hold of them as the voice drew nearer, as if it knew where they were. What do you believe this voice is? A lost spirit, a ghost, or something evil? Would you continue hiking or flee for your life? For him, the edge of a cliff wasn't danger, it was a stage. Every stunt was a dance with gravity. A reckless game he thought he could always win, flirting with danger as though it were a second skin. Today, though, his luck eventually ran out. A misstep, a stumble, and in a flash, he plummeted over the side. The fall was unforgiving, branches scratching at him as he crashed into the thick bush below. Miraculously, he survived, shaken, but alive. The cliff that had felt like a stage had nearly been his grave. What drives someone to risk life for adrenaline? Would you have the guts to try a stunt where one miscalculation and it's game over? And will he go back to that cliff again? He was trudging cautiously with his friend on the thin mountain trail when, in an instant, his foot came out from under him. One moment, he was on the trail. The next, he was over, falling down the cliffside. Just as it looked like he would fall to the rocky base, the trees broke his fall, branches arresting his move toward the ground. His friend's frantic calls echoed in the mountains as he clung, shaken but alive. What if there hadn't been all those trees? Would there have been a chance of survival? Would you still hike such dangerous trails after witnessing something like this? And do you think luck played a part, or something more? He set out to demonstrate his courage, spending the night in a haunted mansion that all warned him against. First, quietness, broken windows, creaking floorboards, and the cold wind of the evening. But as he settled, about to fall asleep, the mood shifted. A shape began to materialize in the corner, tall, white, ghostly outline glaring straight at him. Its vacant eyes glowed with a faint light, and the room chilled immediately. Afraid, he sprang out of his bed, pounding heart, wanting to escape. What did he see that evening? A haunted spirit or his own wild imagination? Would you sleep in the house? And what if the ghost rode home with him? Sometimes walls don't hold secrets. They hold the dead. He was at home filming offhand when the camera picked up something strange, a surreal movement in the corner of the room. He didn't think twice until he headed upstairs and realized he wasn't alone. A shadowy figure lurked behind him, following his every step. Then, out of the blue, a door closed seconds before creaking open on its own. From the opening, something began to peer out, its shape barely distinguishable, its presence heavy in the air. What do you think the shadow was? A demon? A ghost? Or something far worse? Would you have stayed to confront it or left the house immediately? And what if it wasn't just waiting, but watching? Sometimes the most terrifying intruder isn't flesh and blood, it's already in your home. He broke into the empty home, the silence and dust thick in the air, when he saw something.
Bismillah. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي الغيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا 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 إله إلا الله.
In the dim light, a goat seemed to be moving while standing still. His heart raced as the head of the goat shifted slightly, its body trembling as if it were alive. Horror gripped him, but curiosity pulled him closer. Step by step, the movement stopped. And to his shock, it was not alive at all. It was nothing more than an old, tattered teddy goat lying there as though it had been left there deliberately. But what was making it move? A breeze trick? Ghost energy? Or something even stranger? If you'd been in his shoes, would you have had the guts to touch it or run before it moved again? It was around 1 a.m., the dead of night, when he noticed a suspicious motion outside his house. He first thought that it was the wind, or maybe an animal. But curiosity got the better of him, and he stepped closer to the window.
It's only. Shh, come on, what's that?
To his greatest surprise, hovering in the air was a ghostly figure, its form pale, its presence cold. Suddenly, it began to float towards him, inch by inch, as if it knew he was looking. Horror ran through his veins. He screamed, shut the door, and hoped it would not follow. What do you think that was? A troubled spirit, or something darker? And if you were he, would you have had the nerve to keep on looking? Not every shadow belongs to the living. The dashcam recorded it all. A normal drive along a serene road, trees flanking both sides, nothing unusual. And then, without warning, this ginormous bear came careening across the road, smashing into the side with sheer force. The driver gripped the steering wheel for dear life, his heart racing, but did not brake. He continued, the car pressing ahead until the bear backed away. But what if he just stopped there? What do you think would have happened? Might the bear have busted in or something worse? What made the attack happen in the first place? Was it the sound of the motor, the odor of food inside, or pure territorial instinct? Would you keep driving on or lock up in fear as the monster attacked? While making their way back to a secluded cabin deep in the woods, surrounded by gates and miles from the nearest neighbor, something chilling stopped them in their tracks. Just ahead, a figure suddenly sprinted away from the cabin, vanishing into the trees. At first, the stranger seemed to think they'd gone unnoticed, crouching behind a bush like a predator in hiding. But when they saw they were still being watched, they took off again, this time running even faster, without glancing back. No words were exchanged. No reason was given. Just a silent, unnerving encounter that left behind more questions than answers. Someone had trespassed, and whatever they were doing there, it wasn't normal. A Redditor by the name of Burton Boy uploaded a spine-tingling clip to the Chills Narrator subreddit. He claimed to have captured an eerie sound deep in the woods, something that didn't match any known animal. The mysterious video quickly ignited a firestorm of speculation in the comments. Some swore it sounded like a werewolf, while others were left completely baffled. To this day, no one has been able to explain what Burton Boy recorded. Two friends set out to explore an abandoned convent about an hour from town. The place was creepy, but perfect for a viral TikTok dance, so they hit record. As the girl danced, the guy behind the camera suddenly froze. Just over her shoulder, something didn't feel right. They inched closer, and that's when they saw it.
What the fuck? Andy, stop.
I'm so.
Oh my god. Also, stop. Hold him.
Also, come on.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Oh my god.
A group of people standing in a tight circle, heads bowed, silently performing what looked like a ritual. Shaken to the core, the friends fled. The video cuts off, with no answers, only questions. Not long ago, a man camping in a Texas state park woke up to a strange surprise. After a night of heavy rain, he unzipped his tent and noticed something bizarre.
Hey, we're camping in this beautiful state park in Texas, and it's been raining, and the water that's coming out of the sky is blue. And it's not this tarp, because it's happening on this tarp too. Look at that. This is crazy. Are they chemtrailing us?
The rainwater around him was blue. What he witnessed wasn't an isolated incident. Similar reports have been popping up across Texas and California, with blue rain falling from the sky, with no clear explanation. Some blame cloud seeding or weather manipulation, suggesting that chemicals sprayed into the atmosphere are altering natural weather patterns. Others point to more secretive possibilities, such as government experiments or geoengineering gone awry. On the scientific side, experts have floated natural causes like blue-green algae, bacteria, or dust and pollution particles being lifted into the atmosphere and returned in the rain. While discolored rain is rare, it's not entirely unheard of. Still, despite all the theories, no one knows for sure why it happened. And so, the eerie mystery of the blue rain continues to baffle both locals and scientists alike. While hiking roughly 3 miles off the main trail in a dense wooded area near Austin, Texas, a Reddit user came across something deeply unsettling: a hidden gravesite, or perhaps a memorial. There were fresh flowers, a photograph, and personal mementos, all deliberately arranged with care. The scene felt intimate, somber, and undeniably heavy. Was this the place where someone ended their life, or a secret sanctuary built to honor a loved one in a spot that once held meaning? On December 14, 2019, deep in the Plumas foothills of Northern California, this person captured something chilling. The recording was made on this person's great-grandfather's 5,000-acre cattle ranch, a vast stretch of land sitting right between rugged foothills and a quiet valley. Now, this person has always been fascinated with Bigfoot. With so much untouched wilderness out here, this person often wondered if something or some things were lurking in those hills. That night, this person caught a strange sound echoing across the valley. It's hard to hear clearly, and this person admits the final roar you'll hear is just a cow down by the creek. But the other sound, the one that comes before, it didn't sound like a cow, or anything else this person has heard before. Some say it could be an owl. Others think it's something much more mysterious. So here's the question: who or what was making that sound out there in the darkness? A wildlife photographer in Australia recently stumbled upon a spine-chilling sight that turned an ordinary day into a nightmare-fueled moment. What seemed like an innocent patch of grass clinging to a tree took a terrifying twist. With just a gentle poke from a stick, the grass suddenly burst into a frenzy of motion, thousands of spiders erupting and scattering in every direction. As horrifying as it looked, these spiders weren't dangerous. They weren't venomous or aggressive, just taking a cozy group nap in tight hibernation. Still, when a clump of grass turns into a swarm of skittering legs, that's the kind of surprise you don't forget. This image was captured by this person on a trail camera deep in the woods of northern Indiana, nearly 20 years ago. At first glance, it looks like nothing, but then this person noticed something eerie. A white, smoke-like mist silently drifts across the frame. No footsteps, no breeze, just movement. So the question is, who or what was floating there that night? Was this person witnessing something paranormal, or was it all a carefully staged hoax? You decide. Reddit user Alternative Pickle 3 caught something truly chilling on their cabin's security camera late one night around 11 p.m. In the bottom right corner of the screen, a shadowy figure suddenly appeared just outside the house. But here's where it gets downright eerie. The snow beneath where the figure stood was completely untouched. No footprints, no signs of movement. Then, just as the camera's night vision kicked in, the figure vanished without a trace. This person and a group of friends went looking for a scare, but what they found was something they'll never forget. Deep in the Appalachian woods near Middlesboro, Kentucky, there's a trail with a dark past. In the 1990s, an unsolved murder took place there. The killer was never officially caught, but locals all seem to know who did it. Still, the case remains open, and the area is infamous for its heavy, unsettling energy. So one night, just for fun, this person and their friends decided to visit the site like teens do when they're chasing a thrill. But what started as a creepy adventure quickly turned into something else. The group began to feel like they were being followed, not just watched but stalked. This person spun around and snapped a photo behind them. There was no one there, at least not that they could see. But when this person turned up the contrast on the photo later, that's when it got terrifying. A shape, a figure, something or someone was there. So who or what was standing on that trail that night? A living stalker? A remnant of the unsolved murder? Or something darker that never left the woods? One thing's for sure, this person wasn't alone out there. A Redditor once shared a chilling photo they'd taken years ago on a simple digital camera during a trip with friends. While clearing out the old memory card, they stumbled upon an image that immediately gave them chills. Something was lurking in the background. There were no mirrors, no windows, nothing that could have caused a reflection, yet something was there. The user mentioned the house they stayed in had a dark history, with a long string of unexplained events. This eerie photo might just be another piece of that unsettling puzzle. While hiking deep in the woods, a group of friends stumbled across something strange. At first it looked like nothing, just part of the forest floor. But then a door within a door.
Within a door. Pull it. Pull it.
Scarier.
Pull it. Is that glass?
It's plexiglass. I fucking heard noises, dude.
Dude, fucking do it.
Ugh. Do you hear it echoing?
We have to do it now.
Holy shit.
Are you?
This is insane.
Oh.
There's a flashlight in my backpack. Go get the flashlight. It's in the top.
What the fuck?
It's a shitty flashlight, but oh, it doesn't make any difference. This is so deep.
Bro, but you can see it like there. Hold on.
There's a ladder.
They were staring at a hidden bunker, buried deep beneath the earth, untouched for decades. Cold, silent, forgotten. Whatever was in there probably needed to stay that way. On the evening of May 10th, around 8:30 p.m., a camper in Martinsville, Indiana, looked up and saw something bizarre drifting through the sky. Curious and a little unsettled, They snapped a photo and posted it to Reddit, and that's when things blew up. The object's silhouette was eerie, almost human-like, as if someone were just hanging mid-air. Theories flooded in. A rogue superhero balloon? Something not of this world? While the most reasonable guess is that it was simply a balloon. For a fleeting moment, it felt like the sky was hiding a mystery. And just like that, the ordinary turned chilling. A Reddit user snapped a photo late at night, not expecting anything unusual. But when they looked closer, just behind a house, something white caught their eye. It wasn't smoke. It wasn't a lens flare. It looked exactly like a person, or something shaped like one hidden in the shadows. The eerie part? No one saw it in real time. Only the camera did. He was just unloading groceries. Nothing unusual, just a regular day. His back was turned to the security camera, and everything seemed perfectly normal. But when he later reviewed the footage, something chilling stood out. In a single frame, a mysterious figure appears right next to his car. He swears he was alone. No footsteps, no voices, nothing. And yet, the image tells a different story. The figure doesn't look menacing, but its sudden, unexplained presence is enough to raise eyebrows. Some are calling it paranormal. Others wonder if he's telling the full truth. Was he alone, or just looking for attention? Either way, the image is hard to ignore. While driving through a wide-open stretch of the Appalachian Meadows, a hiker and his family found themselves in the middle of an eerie encounter. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the empty field, a woman suddenly appeared. She seemed panicked or unhinged.
I have kids in the car. You better go. I have kids in the car. You better go.
What?
Who is that? Who is that?
They're calling me a damn fucking kid!
No. Girl,
Christina?
I got you on video. You better get back.
Jeff's after you.
Jeff's right there. He ain't doing shit.
You're the one to say something about my damn son! And I got it all over recorder. Get the fuck!
Confused, the hiker tried to make sense of what was going on. The hiker, now filming for his safety, warned her, "I got you on video. You better step back." But she didn't stop. What exactly set her off remains a mystery. Was she having a breakdown? Was something or someone chasing her? Thankfully, after a tense few minutes, she calmed down, and the hiker and his family quietly drove away, shaken but unharmed.
While snapping photos of their kids playing in the woods, one picture sent chills down their spines. In the background, a pale humanoid figure stood eerily still, something no one had noticed in the moment. The hikers swore there was no one else around, and strangely, the figure didn't appear in any of the other photos taken just moments later. Rattled, they quickly called the kids back and left the area without looking back. To this day, they have no idea what they captured on camera, or who, or what, was watching from the trees. On March 3rd, 2023, in the quiet town of Mount Vernon, Georgia, a woman was casually snapping sunset photos of her brand new porch. At the time, everything seemed perfectly normal, but years later, while scrolling through those old pictures, her daughter spotted something bone-chilling. A shadowy figure standing silently on the porch. The home sits deep in Civil War territory, eerily nestled between two historic graveyards, Adams Cemetery and the Basil Connell Family Cemetery. Though there haven't been many reports of paranormal activity in the house, the woman admits to feeling unexplained cold spots from time to time. So, did she unknowingly capture a ghostly visitor from the past? A lone hiker was making his way through the forest late at night when something strange caught his eye. In the shadows ahead, a pale face emerged, its two glowing eyes locked onto him. He froze, heart pounding, unsure whether he was looking at an animal, a cryptid, or something far more terrifying. Even more unsettling, 2 additional glowing eyes seemed to flicker on the left side of the frame, never fully captured, but there. Whatever was out there, it never stepped into the light. It simply watched, hidden in the darkness. While hiking a remote stretch of the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a lone hiker reached the summit expecting sweeping views, but stumbled upon something far more chilling. Hidden among the trees, they discovered an old, forgotten graveyard. Weathered headstones jutted from the earth with no signs, no fences, and no trace of it on any map. The hiker searched for answers but found nothing. No names, no history, no explanation. The eerie silence and cold mountain air clung to them, leaving behind a mystery and a memory they'd never shake. While getting ready to paraglide, something truly shocking happened.
No! Vente! ¡Espejo! ¡Espejo!
Just as the paraglider lifted off, their dog made a desperate attempt to follow, leaping and clinging onto the glider mid-launch. The dog didn't hold on for long and fell shortly after, but thankfully, it survived with no serious injuries. Still, the heart-stopping moment was caught on camera and quickly went viral. Online, viewers were outraged, slamming the owner for bringing a dog to such a dangerous location without a leash or any kind of safety precaution. A YouTuber recently shared footage from his trip to Gettysburg, and at first glance, everything seemed normal, except near the rocky area known as Devil's Den. But when he reviewed the video later, something strange caught his eye.
What's up, man? How you doing? Is it uncomfortable with people taking pictures and recording over here?
But as he walks away from the rocks, a shadowy figure briefly shifts behind a nearby boulder, just for a second. Some viewers believe this eerie glimpse could be more than just a trick of the light. Could it be one of the many spirits said to haunt Gettysburg's blood-soaked grounds? While camping in Texas, a family decided to check out a nearby haunted house, one that already had a dark reputation after someone reportedly died there years ago. Sitting safely in their car, they watched the eerie abandoned structure. But then, something chilling happened. They caught this on camera.
It's gonna go in your house. Yeah, let's put them on duty and send them something. But he can't come out.
Whoa!
Out of nowhere, what appears to be a small hand reaches out from the window. Locals say ghostly figures of children are often seen peering from the windows and lurking near the doors of this house, fueling the belief that it's truly haunted. While tearing down a mountain biking trail at high speed, something terrifying nearly happened.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
This way, this way, this way. Do you have more? Behind you?
Say again?
Do you have more behind you?
No, but guys, I would not hike this trail.
We've hiked it many times.
There's too many blind corners here. There's spots where I can't stop. If I'd come around there, I wouldn't have been able to stop.
Yeah, is there people behind you?
No, but you guys gotta be careful.
Sorry about that.
The biker had narrowly avoided crashing into 2 hikers and their dog. It was a heart-pounding close call, a stark reminder of the hidden dangers on shared trails. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but just a few seconds difference, and this could have ended in disaster. While hiking through a ravine with his dog, a man suddenly heard eerie noises echoing from a nearby gutter. Curious yet unsettled, he pulled out his phone and began recording. The distorted sound sent a chill down his spine. Fighting the urge to investigate, he chose instead to put distance between himself and the unsettling whispers. Hours later, when he returned to the same spot, the noises had vanished, replaced by an eerie, unnatural silence. A man went camping deep in the woods, just him and his loyal dog. But one evening, without warning, the dog bolted into the trees. Thinking it'd be a quick recovery, he followed the trail, not realizing he was heading straight into a nightmare.
Lucy! Good doggy, where are you? Lucy! The hell?
But the forest answered with silence until something else did. Help. He froze. That voice didn't sound right. It wasn't his dog, and it wasn't human. Still nothing. Then, crack. A branch snapped nearby. He spun around, heart pounding. His hands fumbled with his camera, but it was glitching, flickering on and off. He turned, and there it was.
Huh? My camera's going fuzzy. What the? Who are you? I'm not scared of you anymore!
A pale figure standing silently between the trees. It didn't move. It didn't blink. It just watched. He wasn't alone anymore, and whatever was watching him wasn't something he could reason with. Whether he ever found Lucy remains a mystery. At 2 a.m. in a high-rise tower in Brazil, a Reddit user stepped out onto the patio to snap a photo of the glowing city lights in the distance. At first glance, the image seemed ordinary until he looked closer. On the left, he saw his own shadow, just as expected. But on the right, there was something else. A second shadow, smaller, human-shaped, like a child, just standing there. He was alone. The ground was flat. No trees, no statues, nothing that could explain it. He even ran the photo through AI tools, trying to debunk it, filter it, and explain it away. But that shadow wouldn't disappear. It looked real, and it wasn't his. The owner of this trail cam had no idea what he was about to capture. On a remote, unnamed path, his camera recorded something deeply unsettling. Confused and creeped out, he uploaded the footage online, hoping someone could explain what he'd seen. The eerie figure remains unidentified and terrifying. In the heart of Africa, a seasoned honey harvester scaled a towering tree, clutching a basket of smoldering leaves to smoke out the bees, a trick he'd used countless times. But just as he reached the hive, disaster struck. The smoke basket slipped from his grasp and tumbled onto the ground below. Within seconds, the bees turned hostile. With no smoke to calm them, they launched a full-scale attack. Swarmed and stung from every angle, the man had no choice but to make a frantic descent. Each step down the tree was a fight against pain and panic, every sting pushing him closer to the edge. It must have felt like an endless nightmare, clinging to the bark, unsure if he'd fall first or pass out for the pain. Hopefully, he made a swift recovery from the terrifying ordeal. While hiking along a quiet roadside trail, a group of friends stumbled upon a startling sight. Dozens of snakes sprawled out beside the pavement, but they weren't there to scare anyone. The snakes were simply soaking up the warmth from the sun-baked road. Acting quickly and calmly, one fearless hiker stepped up, gently moving the snakes out of harm's way to protect them and any unsuspecting travelers from danger. Thanks to his brave actions, everyone, both human and reptile, made it through unharmed. It was Halloween night when someone stepped outside for some fresh air, casually staring up at the sky. That's when they saw it. A V-shaped formation of bright, blinking lights darting across the stars. No sound, no clear shape, just those glowing orbs slicing through the darkness, faster than any plane they'd ever seen. Startled, they pulled out their phone and managed to record a few seconds. Ever since, people have debated what it was. Military tech, high-end drones, maybe even a trick of the light. But to the person who saw it, there was no doubt in their mind. That was a UFO. Late one night, while wandering outside, someone spotted something bizarre in the sky.
Wish I had a better camera. Do you have a good camera?
Not really.
Look at this. My camera sucks.
Yeah, it's fuzzy.
Yeah, unless I go far away.
Here, try to stay still and push on the parts that aren't dark. Try to adjust to the light.
Dude, that shit is fucking tripping me out.
It wasn't just a quick flash. It lingered, glowing like fire frozen in midair, casting an eerie, otherworldly light across the ground. Some claim it was nothing more than military flares from a nighttime training exercise, but the way it hung there, so still and unnatural, didn't feel normal at all. Two friends were driving through the mountains late at night, searching for a spot to camp. The road was dark, quiet and empty, until it wasn't. As they filmed the eerie path ahead, their camera picked up something they never expected. Out of nowhere, a tall figure in a flowing red robe appeared, standing perfectly still in the middle of the road. No movement, no sound, just watching. They were miles from the nearest town, deep in the wilderness. The figure was unnaturally tall, too tall, and its clothing didn't look like anything a normal person would wear out there. Rattled to their core, the guys sped off, putting as much distance as possible between them and whatever that was. To this day, they have no idea who or what they saw. A hiker recently stumbled upon a bizarre creature in the wild and posted a video on Reddit, hoping someone could figure out what it was. At first, it looked like a tiny bird just standing there, not doing much. But as the camera crept closer, the bird suddenly puffed up and transformed into something way bigger, and honestly, kind of intimidating. Turns out, it was an American bittern, a type of heron with next-level camouflage skills. When it feels threatened, it flares out its feathers and stretches its neck sky-high, mimicking the look of tall grass to scare off predators and blend right into its surroundings. Nature's got some serious tricks up its sleeve.
One night in Victoria, Australia, this woman and her husband were out for a quiet walk until a bone-chilling scream echoed from the trees nearby. The sound froze them in their tracks. Creeped out but curious, they searched for the source, but found nothing. Later, they uploaded the eerie audio online, asking for answers. Most people pointed to the brush-tailed possum, known for its downright terrifying screeches, especially when it's in a fight. But others weren't so sure. Was it just a wild animal? Or was something far more disturbing hiding in those woods that night? Two friends from Melbourne, Australia, had a night they'll never forget. While parked late at night in a McDonald's lot, just chatting in their car, things took a terrifying turn.
Hi. Oh my god, Tiana, go! Go! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Tiana! It's okay, honey. Tiana! Tiana! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Panic filled the car as a woman with a chilling stare emerged from the darkness, walking straight toward them. Tiana's friend tried to stay calm. The woman's erratic behavior, the way she stared without blinking, was as if she wasn't fully there. The friends were frozen, torn between bursting into nervous laughter or slamming the gas. Fear won. They sped off into the night, hearts racing. Later, locals identified the woman. She was well known in the area for strange public outbursts and rumored break-in attempts. Luckily, the girls got away unharmed. But that night, it's burned into their memory forever. While camping in Texas, a family decided to check out a nearby haunted house, one that already had a dark reputation after someone reportedly died there years ago. Sitting safely in their car, they watched the eerie, abandoned structure. But then, something chilling happened. They caught this on camera.
Later, it's gonna go in your house. The LS Paranormal Activity is under something. It's fake. But it can't come out.
Whoa!
Out of nowhere, what appears to be a small hand reaches out from the window. Locals say ghostly figures of children are often seen peering from the windows and lurking near the doors of this house, fueling the belief that it's truly haunted. While hiking through the woods, a Reddit user had a heart-stopping moment. An elephant rhinoceros beetle suddenly crawled onto his arm. Known as Megasoma elephas, this massive insect looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, with its towering horn and armored body. Native to the tropical regions of Latin America, it's famous for its sheer size and intimidating appearance. But here's the twist. Despite their fearsome look, these gentle giants are harmless to humans. They don't bite or sting. That massive horn? It's used for digging and beetle battles, not for picking fights with people. Back in 2023, a couple was enjoying a peaceful bike ride along a quiet forest trail. Everything felt perfectly normal until a sudden, blood-curdling scream shattered the silence. Still, curiosity got the best of them, so they pulled out their phone and started recording, just in case the sound returned. But what happened next was far stranger than any animal call. Up ahead, they spotted something. It wasn't a deer, it wasn't a bear. Whatever it was stood upright, like a human. But it was far too large, too still, too unnatural. Frozen in shock, they kept filming, unsure if their minds were playing tricks on them. Later, they posted the footage online, hoping someone, anyone, could help answer one chilling question. What did they see? It was meant to be just another peaceful hike through the wilds of Patagonia. But what happened at Torres del Paine was anything but ordinary.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Keep your position. Stay there.
Out of nowhere, an adult puma emerged from the brush, casually walking right through a frozen group of tourists like it owned the place. No one was harmed, but make no mistake, one panicked move, one flinch, and that breathtaking moment could have turned deadly in a heartbeat. 2 years after purchasing a quiet cabin deep in the woods, the homeowner finally decided to check out the attic storage, an area they had ignored since move-in. Pushing aside dusty old boxes, they stumbled upon something unsettling. Strange symbols covered the walls, not random doodles or innocent markings. These were precise, ritualistic, almost ceremonial. It felt like something straight out of a horror film. Had the previous owners been involved in black magic? Or worse, part of some hidden cult? Looking back, they couldn't help but wonder, how did they miss this before buying the place? While hiking down a remote back road, this person stumbled upon a chilling sight, a car consumed by roaring flames. But the fire wasn't the most disturbing part. Rising from the inferno was what looked like the smoky silhouette of a woman. Not just smoke, a full figure, eerily human, as if caught in a desperate escape. Some called it a ghost. Others blamed it on pareidolia, that strange trick our minds play when we see shapes in clouds or shadows. But whatever it was, the image felt like a haunting cry frozen in time, leaving more questions than answers. A Reddit user and his friend were caught on camera during a terrifying near-death experience when they unexpectedly found themselves in the middle of a tornado.
Fuck, dude, it just crushed the crane truck. Oh my fucking god. Dude.
Well, I laid down like
Zach and I saw that motherfucker starting. Dude, this whole place is fucked. It might flip the truck. Oh, fuck!
Lay down, bro.
Holy fuck.
That's why I got out the machine.
Your machine's fucked.
See?
Holy shit. Dude, we were literally just fucking saying it.
In utter panic, one of them yelled. Debris flew everywhere. The winds howled like a freight train, and a crane truck was crushed in front of them in a matter of seconds. As the tornado's rotation intensified and threatened to tear everything apart, their voices faltered. They miraculously survived the mayhem, terror, and utter devastation that were taking place all around them. Reddit user Peppermint the Fox was just hanging out at a friend's secluded cabin deep in the woods, chilling in the car, when their buddy suddenly pointed something out. Just outside, crouched by a propane tank near the house, was a strange figure. At first, it looked human, but something about it felt off. The shape, the energy. It didn't sit right. It wasn't just creepy. It was wrong. Unsure of what they were staring at, they turned to each other, trying to make sense of it. Moments later, they left the property. But when they eventually came back, the figure had vanished without a trace. What was that thing? A guy was making his way through deep, heavy snow when he suddenly stumbled upon something wild. Check this out.
Check this out. This is an eternal flame. There's only 9 eternal flames in the entire world, and this one's inside of a waterfall. Take a look.
Tucked behind a frozen waterfall, there's a tiny flame dancing inside a crack in the rock. It's called the Eternal Flame, and it's one of only 9 in the entire world. What makes this one extra bizarre? It's burning inside a waterfall, and the water around it is almost completely frozen. This mysterious spot, known as Eternal Flame Falls, is hidden away in New York. The flame is very real, fueled by natural gas leaking from beneath the ground. But here's the kicker. Scientists say the conditions underground shouldn't be enough to keep it burning. No high pressure, no extreme heat, yet the flame keeps flickering. So, how is it still going? No one knows for sure. A man and his family were enjoying a winter hike through Queensland's Bunya Mountains National Park. They were halfway through a peaceful 4-hour trail, having only passed a few hikers earlier that morning. At one point, the man stopped to snap a photo of the sunlight piercing through the dense forest canopy. Later that evening, while scrolling through the photos, his daughter spotted something strange, something they hadn't noticed in the moment. There, standing clearly on the trail ahead, was a woman in a black dress. But they knew no one had been there. They had just walked that exact stretch of the path and hadn't seen a single soul. Disturbed, the man showed the photo to his boss. Her reaction chilled him. She went pale. Then she told him that just a year before, her daughter had felt something dark in that exact spot. She said it felt like something was watching them from the trees. To this day, the man has no explanation for what he captured in that photo. But every time he looks at it, the hair on the back of his neck stands up. What do you think he saw? While hiking through the rugged terrain of Australia, this woman accidentally dropped her phone between two massive rocks. Instinctively, she reached down to grab it, but in a split second, disaster struck. She slipped and fell headfirst into a narrow 3-meter deep crack, becoming completely wedged between the rocks, trapped upside down. For a harrowing 7 hours, she dangled helplessly, blood rushing to her head, panic rising with every passing minute. Just when it seemed like time was running out, rescuers finally managed to pull her free. A moment longer, and this story might have had a tragic ending. While exploring a man-made cave, this family used only their camera flash to light the way. At the time, everything seemed perfectly normal, just shadows and stone. But later, as they scrolled through their photos, one image made their blood run cold. In the frame, a gaunt figure with hollow eyes, exposed teeth, and a red hood draped over what looked like a skeletal face, staring directly into the lens. They swear no one else was in the cave. Maybe it was just an old Halloween prop left behind, plastic or silicone, nothing more. But when you're deep underground in pitch blackness, and something like that shows up with no warning, even the idea of it is nightmare fuel. A man went camping deep in the woods, just him and his loyal dog. But one evening, without warning, the dog bolted into the trees. Thinking it'd be a quick recovery, he followed the trail, not realizing he was heading straight into a nightmare.
Lucy! Good doggy, where are you? Lucy! The hell?
But the forest answered with silence until something else did. Help. He froze. That voice didn't sound right. It wasn't his dog, and it wasn't human. Still nothing. Then crack. A branch snapped nearby. He spun around, heart pounding. His hands fumbled with his camera, but it was glitching, flickering on and off. He turned, and there it was.
Huh? My camera's going further. What the? Who are you? I'm not scared of you anymore!
A pale figure, standing silently between the trees. It didn't move. It didn't blink. I just watched it. He wasn't alone anymore. And whatever was watching him wasn't something he could reason with. Whether he ever found Lucy remains a mystery. While hiking through a jagged ravine, this man came across something deeply unsettling. Wedged tightly between two massive boulders was a pale, lifeless figure, too large to be any animal he recognized, and eerily still. Was it just the remains of a decaying creature? Or did he uncover something far more disturbing? To this day, no one knows what he truly captured. A few years back, a family took a trip to Jeffries Cliffs in Hawkville, Kentucky. It was supposed to be a peaceful day of hiking and snapping photos of the kids, but one picture revealed something far from ordinary. In the background, a blurry, shadowy figure loomed just behind the group. The unsettling part? According to the mom, no one else was anywhere near them when the photo was taken. Deep in a remote California forest, a lone explorer navigates the darkness with only a flashlight. As the beam cuts through the eerie silence, he suddenly stops. The camera captures his hushed, anxious whispers.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where? Whoa. Holy crap. What is that? Holy.
In the distance, a strange figure moves. Towering and eerily human-like in its gait, its skin shimmers with a reptilian texture, covering its head, arms, and body. The dim light and grainy footage make it impossible to identify. A trick of the shadows? Someone in a suit? But if so, why would anyone be out here, in the middle of nowhere, dressed like that? While camping in the depths of Ottawa National Forest, a group of adventurers experienced a chilling encounter. Strange movements flickered through the shadows, and a mysterious figure lurked among the trees. At the time, they brushed it off as a passing animal, unable to make out its form in the darkness. But when they reviewed their footage later, their hearts pounded. What they captured on camera wasn't just an animal, it was something far more unsettling. One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. A man was enjoying a quiet run along a remote trail in eastern British Columbia when his peaceful jog took a terrifying turn out of nowhere.
Holy shit!
A massive grizzly bear burst onto the path. Without a second thought, the runner bolted, adrenaline kicking in as he sprinted for his life. For a few heart-pounding seconds, the bear gave chase. One wrong step, one slip, and it could have been the end. But luck and sheer endurance carried him to safety. While trekking through the desolate desert of southern New Mexico, a Reddit user came across something deeply disturbing. Half buried in the sand was a single woman's shoe, torn and shredded like it had been chewed by something not quite natural. There were no other belongings, no footprints, no tracks leading in or out, just that one mangled shoe sitting eerily alone in the middle of nowhere. It's almost impossible to believe someone simply lost it and didn't notice, especially out there, where isolation feels almost otherworldly. So now the question lingers like a whisper on the wind. What really happened to the woman who wore it? And more chillingly, is she even still human? On May 18th, 2024, what started as a calm, tethered hot air balloon ride turned into a heart-stopping moment.
Don't as long as she doesn't let go.
That would be bad.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, her feet.
As the balloon began to rise, a woman suddenly latched onto the outside of the basket, completely unnoticed by the passengers and crew. Dangling high above the ground with nothing but her grip keeping her alive, she held on for dear life. Thankfully, she managed to cling to the basket until the balloon touched down again. But for a few terrifying minutes, everyone watching thought they were about to witness a tragedy. It was a shocking reminder. Even a safe adventure can go wrong in an instant. While camping deep in the woods, this man made a discovery that would haunt anyone. An eerie mask, half buried in the mud, staring up at him with a twisted, unsettling design. There were no clues to who it belonged to or why it was there, but the moment he laid eyes on it, he felt a chill run down his spine. Was it just a discarded costume piece? Or a silent witness to something far more sinister? A climber recently posted a jaw-dropping video that delivers a powerful safety reminder.
Alrighty, boys. This is why you tie knots in the end of your rope, or else you might just wrap off the end.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
This is nutty! Look at that view!
Alrighty boys, this is why you always tie a knot at the end of your rope, just seconds before slipping right off the end. No knot, no warning, and a sudden drop that'll make your stomach flip. The footage is a gripping wake-up call. No matter how experienced you are, skipping even one basic safety step, like tying a stopper knot, can turn a routine rappel into a life-threatening fall. Climbing isn't just about strength or skill. It's about respecting the process. Most climbing accidents happen during rappelling, and this is exactly why. One night, as someone wandered outside, they spotted something truly bizarre. A bicycle riding itself, not rolling downhill, not pushed by the wind. This thing was pedaling forward, on its own. No rider, no strings, no tricks, just a bike, moving like it had a mind of its own. So if no one was on it, what was? After a heated argument at home, Talia decided to escape into the woods for a peaceful glamping trip with her loyal Dalmatian. Everything seemed perfect until the clock struck 11 p.m. That's when she heard it.
Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. It sounds super far away, but like... No, what is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. He came inside so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we...
At first, she thought her dog was acting up just to get her attention. But then, that sound. A blood-curdling scream tore through the forest, sending chills down her spine. Terrified, Talia and her dog rushed inside and stayed up the rest of the night, too scared to sleep. By morning, they packed up and left, vowing never to return. But the strange part? This wasn't the first haunting reported at that very site. This video was filmed deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a place shrouded in mystery and known for one eerie phenomenon, a faint whisper of the word "hey" that many claim to hear. For years, people brushed it off as a hoax or clever marketing, until Allie captured something chilling on camera. The view was amazing, worth the effort. But while recording nature for her Snapchat, something unexpected happened. A whisper, clear and unsettling, cut through the silence. Hey, was it just the wind? Or was something or someone watching from the trees? A couple who had been living peacefully off the grid started noticing something strange on their property one day. From a distance, it looked like a man wrapped in a blue tarp, but something about it was wrong. The way it moved was eerie, unnatural, almost inhuman. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. When they returned to the spot later, it was like nothing had ever been there. No footprints, no snapped branches, no sign of disturbance, just the eerie footage they managed to capture. So who or what was that? And how did it end up in such an isolated place? While out walking their dog near a nuclear power plant, a Reddit user stumbled upon some bizarre, unidentifiable objects, and naturally, they shared the strange discovery online. To their surprise, other users chimed in with their own photos of the same mysterious items from the same area. The weirdest part? No one knows what they are or where they came from. In Brazil, a group of men were digging, likely prepping the land for farming, when something bizarre happened.
Mexe aqui, ó. Ó, quanto mais mexe, mais o fogo. Tem condição disso, cara? Você viu no meio do nada aqui, ó. No alto, ó. Ó. O fogo aí, mexe de novo, quer dizer que na brincadeira, nossa. Aqui na frente, aqui. Ó. Lógico que não tem desse, cara. Ó. Mexe mais aqui no meio aqui, quer dizer? Na frente lá.
As they dug deeper, actual flames began erupting from the ground. Not steam, not smoke, real fire. And it didn't stop, it grew stronger the more they dug. Some believe it was a pocket of natural gas, like methane, finally escaping and igniting from the pressure or a spark. But not everyone buys that explanation. In spiritual circles, there are whispers that it could be something far more mysterious, perhaps a sacred site disturbed or cursed ground awakened by mistake. Whatever the truth is, fire bursting from the earth isn't just strange, it feels like a warning. On October 3rd, 2019, a group of hunters were deep in the forests of Ontario when an unexpected sound stopped them in their tracks.
Oh my God.
Out of the silence came a bone-chilling scream, deep, guttural, and filled with what sounded like raw agony. Oh my God. The hunters froze, eyes darting through the trees, straining to see what creature could make such a noise. But whatever it was, stayed hidden. The haunting wail echoed through the forest for minutes, unrelenting, eerie, and unlike anything they'd ever heard. Some claim it had to be an animal, but no one could agree on what kind. To this day, no one knows what was out there or what cried out in the dark that night. On July 16, 2006, two brothers set out for a hike in the dense forests of Tofino, leaving their family behind at a nearby campground. Aware of the area's reputation for wildlife encounters, They brought along a video camera just in case. As they ventured deeper into the woods, a large, dark figure suddenly appeared in the distance.
Maybe? Oh, God. Wait, come here, come here. Come here. Look at that. This is, he ran backwards, right? Over there somewhere. See, that could be a possible footprint. I don't know. Could be.
Wait, stay back!
For several tense seconds, they watched. Then, as one brother stepped forward for a closer look, the other yanked him back. Alarmed, they retreated about 50 meters. After waiting in silence, curiosity got the better of them, and they cautiously returned to the spot. Standing in the shadow of a towering tree, they tried to make sense of what they had seen. The creature, an estimated 7 feet tall, slightly hunched, had locked eyes with them before vanishing into the wilderness. What did they see that day? A misidentified animal or something more? Over the years, strange sightings have been reported around Chernobyl, the site of one of the world's worst nuclear disasters and now a haunting radioactive wasteland. Recently, a chilling video surfaced online, allegedly filmed in the area. In it, a bizarre creature crawls across the ground with a jerky, unnatural movement. Its body is patchy with matted brown fur, but large areas appear hairless and raw, like something's seriously wrong. Some viewers believe it's just a starving wolf or a mangy stray dog, but others think it might be something far more disturbing, something twisted by radiation, a mutation that nature never intended. What do you think it is?